Everyone, I'd like to introduce you to my pal, Air Head Rudy. But, oh, you've never met Air Head Rudy? You guys want to know how he got the name Air Head Rudy? Well, let's bring Air Head Rudy out with a big round of applause right now, everybody. Air Head Rudy. Here's my pal, Air Head Rudy. Well, it's just, you know, he was just once called Rudy. But unfortunately, Rudy, he got out of school one summer and he had a choice of doing three things with his summer. He could go outside and play. He could go down to the library and sign up for summer reading, have lots of fun reading. Or he could sit at home on the couch doing something else. And what was that, everybody? Oh, you guys can relate to this. That's right, watching TV. Well, you know, Rudy being a puppet, he didn't know that if all you do with your life is watch TV, it starts to have a negative effect on you. Of course, now this doesn't happen to us humans on the outside where you can see it. It happens to us on the inside. But it started to happen to Rudy because he's a puppet on the outside. All that watching TV and never getting any exercise or reading, his head began to do what, everybody? It began to shrink. Rudy suddenly noticed his head shrinking, so he said, oh no, I better watch more TV. That's right, you guys can relate to Rudy. Rudy started watching more TV. In fact, he tuned it to that educational station with all those stuffy British dramas on it. But he got bored real quick, turned it back to Teenage Mutant Hamster Crabs.
And his poor head got so tiny. When he talked like this, his head was so tiny, it got tiny.
You think he turned off the TV and turned on the fun and thrill of reading? Nope, you know Rudy, everybody, he got so bored watching all that TV. All he do is sit around watching TV that one day his head up and disappeared. But in its place was left something yellow. And wait a second here. His mom couldn't send him outside without a head, so she took that yellow thing that was left and she blew it up, and blew it up like this. And blew it up some more like this. And blew it up some more like this. And blew it up some more like this. Right. No one sleeps during my lecture. Okay. She tied a knot on the bottom of the yellow thing after she blew it up. And she put it on his shoulders. She sent Rudy outside to play. All the kids took one look at Rudy, and they all called him Airhead. That's right, which is not very nice, kids. We shouldn't call kids that are different by funny names, but Rudy did kind of bring it upon himself, didn't he? All that watching TV and never reading books, he did become a airhead. Well, luckily, Rudy had a friend. And his friend was going down to the library, and he saw his old pal Rudy that he was sad. He said, you know what, Rudy? I bet you I can read more books this summer than you. Oh, well, Rudy didn't like this. He said, well, I can read more books than you. He said, I dare you. Well, they both went down to the library, signed up for summer reading, checked out a big stack of books. Rudy took them home. He began to read. And it was fun. It was like having a party all the time. He read that entire stack of books, took it back, got a second stack of books, third stack of books. And guess what? By the end of the summer, he totally forgotten about watching TV. Because reading books was so much fun, it all happened up here instead. And you know what? At the end of the summer, he didn't even know it, but guess who won the award for reading the most books in summer reading at the library? Rudy. And we went back to school in the fall. Guess who was the smartest kid in his class? Because he had exercised that muscle all summer long. And you know what else happened, everybody? Ah! He gave the front row a heart attack is what he did. No. Everybody, Rudy got his what back? His head. And no one's ever called him Airhead Rudy again. So kids, let's take a little hint from our buddy Rudy. Let's turn off that TV, turn on to the fun and thrill of reading, and us too will get ahead in life. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Airhead Rudy.